Hi, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Coffee and Conversation right here on Yachting International Radio. My name is Ria. I am your host, and I am joined by the lovely ladies of Shoreside Pursers, Khara and Sophie. How are you guys?
Hi, really good,
Good,
thank
thank
you.
you.
So, you guys just started up a business actually in 2019, and it's called Shoreside Pursers. What got you into yachting in the first place?
Well, it was actually a friend of ours, wasn't it? So you
Yeah.
were 21, Sophie was 21, and the yacht was being built in Devonport shipyard, right by where we lived. And our friend got a job, and he said, "Girls, this is fantastic. You need to do this." So within 6 months of him being on there, he got Sophie on the yacht, and then 6 months later, I got on the yacht, and we've never looked back since. It's just been amazing.
So it was never anything that you guys were initially interested in doing. It wasn't sort of you hadn't taken sailing as kids like a lot of other people in the
No,
UK.
we've lived by the water our whole life, and so that's something we've always been, well, we enjoy it, going out on the sea and things like that. But yeah, we hadn't even heard of the yachting industry. It pretty much fell in our laps, luckily. But we always knew we would travel, weirdly enough, didn't we?
Yeah,
in
we
some
always
way?
wanted to. We never knew how we were going to do it. So we were in a bit of a lull, weren't we, at that
Yeah.
age, not knowing what to do with our lives. So luckily that,
It
it fell
came
into
around
place.
at the right
Yes.
time.
So you were in the industry for about 12 years.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we have been in and out, both of us each.
Yeah.
So where in the world did it take you? I mean, the dream and the passion to travel, where did you, what sort of areas did you get to see as a result of yachting?
Well, I got to see Beirut actually, which is one of the best places I've been to. Greek islands, Caribbean, Norway, Germany, France, the Med, America. Yeah, the best place I think I travelled was the fjords. That was absolutely amazing. And I just know I would never have been able to see what I saw without being on a yacht. So yeah, we're very blessed. Yeah.
Where did you guys start in your yachting career? You started as stewardesses?
Laundry,
Yeah.
both of us, and we've
Okay.
worked our way up. Yeah. So in a way we know every role, and
We've experienced it. We know what each role takes within the interior, and as pursers, actually, we assisted the interior a lot because we did know how each role.
understand.
Yeah, we understand how each role is meant to be carried out, basically.
So what was the final push when you decided, okay, well, I've done what I needed to do and I really want to go back to shore base and let's start up this company. What was that push?
Well, it was actually, but the last yacht that we worked on, we were both sort of rotating. It was a fleet of two yachts, and it was just myself and Soph on board as pursers. And, there was around in between 70 to 80 crew between both yachts when they were maxed out. And we had to work at home on our vacation. We had a work computer, and without one of us we needed to have a break at certain points, but we also had to still work. And we realized you could do pretty much most of the purser job remotely at home. And that's when the idea came about, because we were doing it and we were speaking to the captains, and we were using technology as it's been like the best benefit that you can, like, and using WhatsApp, FaceTime, communicating like you would if someone was sat next to you. And it didn't really affect the way the purser role was run, whether we were on board or not, because you have that direct communication. So that's where the idea came, and that's how we started the company.
So what exactly does your company do then as shoreside pursers?
So we can manage the accounts, and we can do all that remotely, which is, we know from doing it ourselves, a really time consuming task for all yachts. We can do all the immigration, port control, crew visa documentation, flights, and organising doctor's appointments for crew, travel documents for crew. We can do itineraries for the guests. We can do restaurant bookings, book cars, do tours. So we can do everything that a purser would do on, but shore-based.
And also we realised when a purser is on board, the crew always are asking you questions, and you know, they always, you're sort of doing so much more because people are asking you like on a day-to-day basis. When you have sort of a list of things you need to accomplish, you don't end up doing it. So you take the purser shoreside and it's a lot easier and it will get dealt with, you know, quicker.
Well, and I mean, for those yachts that actually don't have a crew large enough to have a purser,
Yeah.
lots of these jobs are actually assigned to the captain. So when he does have his time off, the captain is actually sat at home if he is, you know, based in a port, or if he's not, he's still spending quite a significant amount of time doing the paperwork.
Yeah, that's correct. And we have just actually released a blog post about captains having to deal with all the administration on board and who haven't got a person to do that, which, you know, it's a lot of work. And if the yacht is just coming and, you know, like 70 meters and the crew, they've got a lot of crew, that paperwork is massive. And if they haven't got that support, you know, like as a human being, you're actually pushed to your limit. And I know, you know, I've worked in the industry for, you know, in and out for 12 years. You see how people are pushed to the limit in the industry and how, you know, like, say if they were to have a shoreside person, this would alleviate a lot of stress where they can focus on what is important on there. So I'm not saying that admin isn't important, but for a captain, he's got more vital role to play than just booking a crew flight or, you know, because he's legally responsible for the vessel.
So for anybody that would have the argument that it's better to have the purser on board or somebody on board that is doing those things, you know, especially when they're talking about looking into provisioning and you know, in different ports, maybe in the United States or in Monaco, what would your response be?
Well, say if they said that you needed someone there, if everything's organised enough, you can actually, say the chief stewardess, who will always be on board, they can go and they can do the provisioning. And there's sort of, you know, like with the shopping and everything like that, what I've experienced before, like the crew did generally do that. So if you have someone organising it and they know exactly what, say if it's a charter, for example, and they have a specific shopping list, specific wines and everything like that, we can, if it's hard to source, we can deal with that. But if it's just normal, you know, butter bread, a crew member can easily go to shore and pick that out without getting extra agency fees and things like that. So the more sort of serious stuff and the things that are difficult to get hold of, we can manage that because of our contacts within the industry, wherever, you know, which we have many that we are able to use.
Chief stewardess a lot of time in sourcing that.
Yeah, and researching that. So not only will it help captains, you know, if the yacht knew that they were using our services, because we don't charge extra for, you know, them writing an email and being like, we need help. We charge a monthly fee. So, you know, the captain can say, oh, well, shoreside persons to sort that out, and you concentrate on getting the interior set up, for example.
So the nice thing about that then, I guess, is that you would have the contacts. You would know if there is an item that is difficult to source. You would already have that in front of you. So, you know, if for example, that yacht didn't have any idea where to find this product because they'd never needed it before. You know, nowadays, a lot of people are going to environmentally friendly products, et cetera. You would have all of that at your fingertips and be able to, you know, assist them in finding that product immediately, no matter where they were in the world.
Yeah, absolutely. And then, you know, we're in contact with shipping companies. We get the best prices always. Like, we've got time to figure that out. Whereas on a yacht, as we know, you're so pushed to your limit sometimes. So you haven't got time to research 5 different companies to try and get the best cost, you know, for the yacht. Sometimes you're just under pressure to get it done. Whereas we haven't got the crew interrupting us. We haven't got a yacht to get ready. We've got the time to source the best costing but most efficient way of getting something there to the yacht. And so we're able to do that more than you would on board.
So, you know, yacht owners and captains as well, they're very, very aware of finances. Would you say that working with a company such as yours would actually save them money in the long run through time and crew?
I absolutely,
Most definitely.
I do. And, from experience from working on yachts ourselves, the pressure of, say, if you're at the top of the yacht, and if you do have a purser, or it's the captain and the officers, they'll be saved time and motion from being asked questions all the time. The captain, the officers can just say, speak to shoreside pursers, they'll deal with the crew. We'll keep everyone updated, obviously, with crew flights and everything like that, and it is just communication. But if there's anything wrong, we're also here to speak to people,
Yeah, and the crew can directly talk to us as well. If they have any, they can look into their holidays, be like, I want this and that, instead of them going to a HOD and dealing with that.
So it does save time. It saves money if they already had a purser and then they used us.
Cabin space, medical insurance.
Yeah, so it would save money. And also, I think it just alleviates the stress from the people on board. And it is a knock-on effect. If your head of department stressed out, it's like the saying that a fish rots from the head. It's like, it is absolute knock-on effect from the top to the bottom. If people are stressed out, it does get carried through below. And to alleviate stress on a yacht, even if it's the tiniest bit of stress, it really is. I think it's good for a crew. Yeah.
So if a yacht wanted to meet you in person, you are capable of going anywhere in the world to meet with that yacht, whether it be the owner or the captain.
Yeah, absolutely. We're very happy to do that. I think as well, to be face to face and personal, we want to be personal with our clients. We want to work with them for a long time, and if they needed us to fly there, then we absolutely would.
So you guys are open for business and ready and willing to take a phone call at any time and get to work. I mean, the Mediterranean season now is just around the corner.
Yeah.
And I guess, that would mean that the French Riviera and of course Majorca, Monaco, all those areas, they're really starting to heat up and people are starting to think about that. So is that something that you're expecting to see maybe a large increase in business for you guys this year?
Yeah, and we've had a lot of positive feedback, especially for yachts who haven't got pursers, so in between the size of say 45 to 70 meters, and the response from captains, actually, where they are having to deal with all the admin themselves, they have asked, we're speaking to quite a few people at the moment, and they are needing help because it is a lot for them. So the response has been positive already. We are hitting the boat shows this year. The one we're going to first this year is the Miami boat show. So we're really looking forward to catching up with people and chatting to them about the company. And yeah, we're really excited. We feel really positive for this year.
So it sounds like you guys are going out with a bang.
Yeah, we absolutely are.
Well, and before I let you guys go, I just have to comment that how identical you both are, because it's like talking to one the same. It's hard to tell you apart. But that's great, because you know what? I mean, one of you only has to be anywhere, and they don't know which one it is. So that's perfect.
Yeah, consistency.
And it's nice. It's the two of you are co-owners of the business then, so you're keeping it in the family. And because obviously you're twins, I'm sure that there's quite a bit of synergy within the two of you. So you probably look at things the same way, and your organizational skills and things like that are probably quite similar.
Yeah, we do. There's not any arguments about that. We know how each other work, so it's good.
Yeah, we're very synchronized.
Yeah, we are.
That's amazing. Well, you know what? We're going to make sure that we include your website. You have an absolutely phenomenal website, and we'll make sure to include that with this interview, and ways for people to get a hold of you, because, as I said, this season is heating up. You're heading off to Miami Boat Show, and you do service straight across the planet. So, do you actually head into the Asian markets as well?
Yeah, we do. So we are in touch with people in the Philippines and Indonesia. So yeah, anywhere around the world where there's a yacht.
Wonderful. Well, thank you guys so much for your time. I really appreciate it, and best of luck with your business. You're heading into year 2.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks very much.
And I'm sure it's going to be very successful. So thank you so much for your time, and stay in touch and let us know how things go.
Absolutely. Okay, take care.
Thank you. This has been Ria reporting live for Yachting International Radio.